This is going to sound strange. I've been pulled through time.
You just disappeared. I can't keep looking at it because it's...
Loki, come on! Absolutely not.
Loki Season 2.
Hey Marvel fans, ready for a whirlwind breakdown of Loki Season 2 Episode 1? From intriguing Easter eggs to direct ties with Deadpool 3, there's a universe of details you might have missed. Stick around as we dive deep into the timeline twists, character revelations, and more. But before we do, hit that subscribe button for more detailed Marvel breakdowns, and don't forget to ring that bell for notifications. The episode titled Ouroboros refers to Kahui Kwan's new TV role, hinting at the theme of time. Ouroboros translates to Time Eater, matching the storyline where time loops. This begins after the death of He Who Remains by Sylvie. They then work on fixing the timeline. The episode starts with an updated Marvel Studios logo, which usually changes with new shows or movies to include new characters. Following the Secret Invasion series, Emilia Clarke plays Gaia. The new season begins where the last ended, with Loki fleeing. He's in the TVA's past, so they don't recognize him and want to arrest him. In the past, He Who Remains was more open but later created timekeepers for privacy. Loki tries escaping in a TBS truck and nearly hits Casey, who's struggling with sleep. Casey listens to the same podcast as Stephen Grant from Moon Knight. This TVA room looks different because it's from an earlier time. Loki damages the TVA logo, hinting at future events. Loki's disrupted the timeline due to various events. There's a machine that makes the sacred timeline, but it can't manage many branches. If it fails, the entire multiverse could end. I'm excited to see if Loki and Sylvie will impact the multiverse more this season. Each Marvel season escalates. Characters like Doctor Strange, Loki, Sylvie, and Deadpool all influence reality differently. Even Spider-Man plays a part. In the Loki-themed intro, the familiar music from Season 1 plays. The title Loki changes, representing different versions of him. In the present day, following the Season 1 finale, Mobius and Hunter B-15 are in the control room. With He Who Remains gone, timelines are chaotic. The timekeepers are free, leaving everyone unsure about their next steps, including whether to tell everyone that they are variants. The TVA is in turmoil. There are surprises, including doubts about some characters' real identities. Mobius attempts to locate Loki using Ms. Minutes, but now she's viewed as untrustworthy. Her malfunction is linked to the death of He Who Remains. This event impacts Ms. Minutes throughout all time. Despite her malfunction at one time, it affects her in every timeline. There are different versions of Ms. Minutes because of the King variants. Fans are reminded of Mobius' love for jet skis when Hunter X5 shows interest in a related magazine. People speculate if Mobius will ride one, perhaps in Deadpool 3. Hunter X5, played by Brad Wolfe, also appears in a movie trailer, raising questions about his role. Both he and General Dox act suspiciously. Hunter X5 reveals Ren Slayer has disappeared, hinting at her previous actions. The other judges are aware of a particular judge's actions. They're deciding the next steps, including General Dox and Judge Gamble. Another judge, often seen sleeping, is a running joke. Mobius encounters a hunter who previously acted against him, but they seem to have moved on. When Loki travels back in time, he sees a mural with faces resembling He Who Remains. Still, these faces symbolize various versions of Kang, referencing the Council of Kings concept. In the present day, inside the War Room, the TVA Judges Council is discussing what to do next. They're thinking about Loki's message, where he claims that they're all different versions of themselves. Most of the council believes it's true because they've heard reports from other hunters about encountering similar variants. But the big news is that General Dox, currently in charge of the TVA, is played by Kate Dickie from Game of Thrones. You might remember her as Lisa Aaron from that show. She's quite intense there. I'm excited to see how she shakes things up in Loki. Rumor has it that she might be an older version of Sylvie, pretending to be General Dox. We'll have to wait and see if that's true. During the episode, a few moments and clues suggest that she isn't who she claims to be. She possesses unique knowledge that only Sylvie should have. In this version of the War Room, it's present day and the faces of the kings have been hidden by the timekeepers, who came into existence after them. There's also a severed timekeeper head from Season 1. Faces of other judges adorn the TVA walls, depicting those who govern the TVA. The lights on the table represent the timeline, with branches showing different timelines. The War Room serves as a map of the current timeline status. We receive significant information about King and Raven Translator's backstory. Loki uses an old-fashioned tape player, which is now valuable because it's set in the past, just before the TVA's creation. At this point, King hasn't formed the Timekeepers, so he doesn't hide his identity, explaining the recording's presence. He mentions a major Marvel Comics reference, calling Raven Aaron Slayer a Marvel. This reveals her crucial role in the King Multiverse War. We discover she's a variant from the present day, suggesting that they came from the distant future, fought in the King Multiverse War. King met her in the past and pulled her out of time, forming a unique partnership. In essence, he offers to rule the TVA alongside her, marking the start of their comic book romance, as they were love interests in the comics. This clarifies how she survived, as in Season 1, she received a mysterious message from the now-destroyed King, guiding her through a time portal for survival. She later joins Victor Timely Kang. Loki returns to the present-day war room and exposes the Kang bases behind the Timekeepers, making most people believe him even though it sounds crazy. Now, the mystery of General Doc's motivations unfolds. After they agree to stop pruning timelines, she insists on capturing Sylvie and references the end of time, information she shouldn't have unless she's Sylvie herself or from the future. She possesses unique knowledge and a strong interest in Sylvie, even sending hunters to thwart her possibly. This older version of Sylvie or another character appears as a potential antagonist. It won't be another King variant or the Council of Kings. I believe we'll discover General Doc's true identity by episode 4 or 5, as there's compelling evidence she's not who she claims to be. Loki recaps the King Multiverse War at the Citadel with Mobius, showing a new King Multiverse War on the horizon with the Council of Kings targeting the Avengers. Their chemistry shines in regular conversations, including humorous disputes over Loki's fight with Sylvie. Mobius heeds a warning about pride from Miss Menace. At the same time, Owen Wilson's involvement in the MCU traces back to a call from Kevin Feige after Everything Everywhere All at Once. He certainly shines in every scene, and seeing more of his performance in the series will be exciting. The idea is that he's responsible for creating all the TVA's technology, building everything, and even crafting the manual for how everything operates throughout the TVA, with Kang's assistance from the beginning. They explain the concept of Loki's time slipping, resulting from branching timelines that overload a processing device, converting raw time into the actual timeline. Loki has funny moments when he learns things in the past, and then the timeline corrects itself in the present. They introduce a device called the Temporal Oral Extractor. Ultimately, they will prove Loki's case and separate him from the timeline to resynchronize him. Even though Season 1 suggested pruning sends someone to the Void Planet, this Temporal Extractor device works differently, capable of retrieving Loki from any point in time and space within the timeline. Power surges rock the TVA, hinting at a looming catastrophe if the main timeline device isn't fixed. The timeline itself could collapse, causing chaos. Some screens display alarming data. The door design resembles Cerebro from the X-Men movies, suggesting X-Men integration. The chaos results from Miss Minute's prior management. They retrofit the system to handle branching timelines instead of pruning. Loki time travels to the future but loses his device. Sylvie saves him, sparking questions about her origin. A mysterious phone call and General Doc's pursuit add intrigue. End credits hint at upcoming events and Easter eggs, including time travel themes and Kang's influence. Kang's use of time as a weapon serves as a metaphor throughout. The TVA symbol, representing Kang's control, hides behind the Timekeepers. Key moments and objects from past episodes are scattered, hinting at the characters' connections. The malfunctioning TVA system adds to the chaos. Files with pictures of Loki, General Docs, and Judge A. Burrows can be seen, but Mobius' file is conspicuously absent. The glimpses of various items and scenes, including He Who Remains Citadel after his death, offer intriguing clues. General Doc's knowledge of the end of time sparks curiosity about her true identity, whether from the future or a version of Sylvie. Many questions surround her character. The mention of the Zenton contingent remains mysterious, possibly hinting at future developments. We're unsure if Z10 has ties to Marvel Comics, so please share your thoughts. A glimpse of the TVA handbook humorously suggests it holds all the answers, yet no one reads it. A nod to real-life habits. In a post-credits scene, Sylvie's whereabouts post-season 1 are revealed. She left the end of time at a different moment, promising more about her origin later. Sylvie finds solace at McDonald's, drawn to its happiness amidst her troubled past. Loki's task to bring her back should be interesting. Pre-season McDonald's promos featured Loki. The TVA plays a role in Deadpool 3 with Deadpool navigating timelines, setting up Avengers 6 Secret Wars, and rescuing people from collapsing universes. While Deadpool may not appear in Loki, references or a post-credits scene could allude to it. Tom Hiddleston filmed for Deadpool 3, and characters like Mobius and Miss Minutes will appear in the movie. That's a wrap for today's deep dive into the Marvel Universe. Share your theories below, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, please subscribe for more. Together, let's unravel every mystery. Stay marvelous!
This is going to sound strange. I've been pulled through time.
You just disappeared. I can't keep looking at it because it's horrible.
It's up to us to save this place.
You've got about an hour. You've got about 5 minutes.
You better run!